Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade. It's Thursday. That means we're going to talk about pop culture and Bravo. And with this guest, I'll probably just talk about a lot of nonsense that has nothing to do with either. It is my good friend, Doug Budin. And I can't smell you, so I don't know why you're spraying on your cologne at this moment.
This is for me. This is like, it puts me in a good mood. And so sometimes I feel like I'm just going to spritz because, I'm like, sometimes I'll just brush my teeth right before I do like a Zoom call or something, just because it makes you feel better.
I did just brush my teeth.
See?
But I'm a 10 time a day toothbrusher. I brush my teeth.
Do you know what I just got, Mary Payne?
Tell me.
Okay.
Is this a hashtag ad?
This is not a hashtag ad, although I'd love it to be. Yeah. I always travel, like whenever we're traveling for work or whatever, I always bring a little bottle of Listerine.
Okay.
And because I love Listerine. Well, they just came out with these mini packets. It's a travel packet of Listerine, a single use, like a little 1 ounce thing, and you rip it open and you pour it in your mouth. Well, I got a 30 pack.
Game changer.
$7.99.
Oh, I love it. I will tell you that this is a hashtag sponsored, hashtag ad, hashtag sponsored post. You turned me on because of your post about the Perfectly Snug.
Oh, yeah.
I reached out to them and I am now a partner with Perfectly Snug.
Mazel tov.
Yes. And they were like, thank you so much for a friend of Doug is a friend of ours.
They're great people. And it's let's face it, it's an incredible bed topper, right?
Well, it's amazing. And so before I had and I've told people this, before I had the Perfectly Snug, I had the Chili Pad Ooler, and that does the same thing, but with water.
That's the competitor.
Yeah. But Doug, you have to clean it all the time. And when you do clean it, it's disgusting.
Well, I have heard, because I was looking at the water-based systems versus the air-based, and the one that you have is that you had originally was the water-based. I did research on the water-based versus the air-based.
Yes.
And I heard from all these different people that, that truly, especially in a hot climate, the water-based systems do tend to be more effective because they're actually cooling the water. But the big caveat is they require a tremendous amount of maintenance. Yeah. The ones that I looked at only took distilled water. Yep. And then I heard from people who said even with distilled water and they followed all of the monthly maintenance,
the cleaning,
there was mildew and mold when they finally opened it up. And that skeeved me out. Yes. And then the fanciest one, which is water-based, they have a monthly subscription. And I was sort of against the idea of having a monthly subscription for my bed. So then I was looking about the air-based ones.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? This company has a great return policy. So I'm not afraid to return it. And then I was lucky enough to be hooked up with them. But I have been so happy with mine. So are you, I'm guessing you like yours?
We love it. And I did a thing for it. And it literally took us 7 minutes from out of the box to get it on the bed and plug it in and then set it up on the app. It took no time and we love it. And we are, like I said, we were already used to our bed being cool. So, so there was, one night where we were without it because I had already unplugged the Ooler to get ready to throw it out. And I got to tell you, I just appreciate that I wrote you and was like, I want one of these, maybe that they'll partner with me. And they did. And we're continuing our partnership. And I love my Perfectly Snug.
Oh, hooray for Perfectly Snug. What is your code?
It is Pink Shade.
Perfectlysnug.com/pinkshade. And if that's too much for you to type, you could just type perfectlysnug.com/Doug.
Oh, you're so funny.
I don't get a cut of the thing, so it doesn't matter where you get it. But if you are listening, and you should be, just make sure you're getting the discount.
Oh yeah, I don't buy things without a discount. I'm that person. And I think you're similar. And I'm also not afraid to return things. My friends make fun of me. Matter of fact, Amy Phillips thinks it is the funniest thing about me that on Tuesdays I do my returns. I gather up my things for the week and I take them to the UPS store and I have my codes to scan. I order a lot. I try things on a lot. I don't like it. I return it. I don't mind.
And I think it feels great. Before we started recording, I was telling you about my new medicine cabinet.
Yes.
Well, yes, I kept and installed one, but I ordered three, knowing that I was going to return two of them because I didn't even open one of the boxes. I accidentally ordered one in white instead of silver. So then I ordered my backup in silver and I kept it in the box. I didn't open the box, but if the one that I really wanted, the electric one with the lights and the temperature and all that, if that didn't work, then I had my fail-safe. While I have the guy here, I would have him install my fail-safe backup plan. But the good one worked, so I was able to return the white one and the silver of my backup. And I was like, felt great. Printed up the labels. I have my stack of like FedEx plastic sleeves and UPS plastic sleeves ready right at my desk, right above my printer. That's fine with me.
I got to tell you, it's so funny because I have a printer too. It's right behind me. And we have a beach house and have a printer at the beach house too, because sometimes I get things delivered to the beach. And as long as you can print your label and package it back up, because it's a small little post office they have there, as long as you have it, they'll take FedEx or UPS or anything, as long as you've got it done yourself.
You've got the label, right? Package ready to go.
So when I was at the beach last week, a friend of mine's brother sent me a text and said, "Are you on the island? And if so, do you happen to have a printer? I've something that just came through that I have to get printed and notarized." And my sister said that you're such a dork that you probably have a printer at your beach house. I go, I do, for returns. I do.
Yeah, it's so many people don't have printers anymore.
No.
My former neighbor, Hot Josh, he hasn't lived here for now 2 years. He came by just a few days ago and said, "Can I print something?" I was like, "Are you serious? Like, just good." There are 4 different Staples, FedEx, Kinko places between my house and where he lives now. But he comes here and does his printing here at my house.
Yours is free.
2 printers.
Oh, excuse me.
I have a laser, which is my black and white. And then I've got the HP All-in-One.
That's what I have, an HP All-in-One.
Is it the 8010 series?
Let me look.
Okay.
No, it's an HP Envy 4520.
Oh, the Envy. I'm familiar with the Envy, with that very interesting paper loader.
Yes, and I have a different one at the beach that I couldn't tell you what it is. This is not interesting to anyone.
Sorry. You will cut all this out.
I know. This is just old people talk with Mary Payne and Doug. Now, before we started, we were talking about what Bravo we were watching.
Yeah.
So you're not a fan of The Valley. Did you watch the first season of Persian Valley? Because you know some people on that one.
Yeah, I watched the Valley Persian style. But I watched the Valley Persian style, but I didn't watch The Valley. And I watched Next Gen season 1, but I've recorded Next Gen season 2, but I haven't watched it yet. It's on my iPad.
Next Gen, I tried. But it's just too much like texting popping on the screen, and you got to be looking up and paying attention. And these people are so young, and I am interested in the Gia and the Brielle. I am interested, and Candy's daughter. I am interested in that aspect of it, and the Brooks Marks, and I'm not interested in these other people that I don't know.
Yeah,
and, it's hard to get into.
They're all so young.
Yeah, they're so young. They have problems that we don't have. They don't have to worry about their 2 printers.
These people do not have printers.
They don't even know what a printer is.
No, exactly.
OC has started, and
watching.
I think it's off to a slow start.
That's what a lot of people have said. It's funny. I'm not one of those people who like kind of rates the seasons as they're watching it. I'm like, but I watch it. I'm either like, yeah, I'm liking it or I'm not liking it. It's like, but I think it's fine. I don't see any. I don't know why. Why do you think it's slow versus something out like in Atlanta or something?
Yeah, I think because really nothing's happening now. This doesn't mean something won't happen. Again, it doesn't matter what Bravo is going to give me as far as Housewives. I'm going to watch it. It could be. There's all the time when people go, "Oh my God, so and so, your Real House Beverly Hills season 6 was horrible." I was like, first of all, how would you remember that season 6 was horrible when we're in season 12? Though that was the season where this, that, and the other. I'm like, okay, but you still watched the whole thing, so it wasn't that horrible, you know?
Exactly. That's the thing. We're going to watch it regardless. I watch every housewife. I don't think there's ever been one that I haven't watched.
Are
I
you watching
watched
the new
DC,
are you watching the new
Housewives of
Housewives of
London.
London?
Of course I am. I'm having a
I
hard
watched the
time
first one
remembering
and I
who's who.
couldn't get into the first
What?
episode.
What are you crazy? The first
Yeah, it
one
must
ended
be.
at that party with
Yeah.
Panthea and the dentist and the drama. Oh no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm totally on board. I am
Okay.
100% on board.
I need to get into it. I think I'm so mad at Bravo about canceling Ladies of London that it's hard for me to agree to get into another London show because I'm mad.
Isn't that weird that it disappeared?
Doug, it makes zero sense. After their finale, they had Martha and Emma there in the clubhouse. And like, are
I
you
don't.
kidding me? And they had Mark Francis
And
on, and they had everybody on Sirius, on all the shows on Sirius, John Hill and Jeff and Andy. So they
Jeff too.
obviously,
Didn't
yeah,
Andy say it was ultimately a ratings thing? Did he say that?
that's what he said. But I don't, I don't, I'm so annoyed. I hope that the outrage will make them at least consider pausing it for a year and then bringing it back.
Yeah,
That's what I hope.
I was surprised because I really enjoyed it, and I'm certainly not the right sample group in terms of like who the demo is because I'm not.
Disagree.
But I loved it. But I also love the Housewives of London. I watched Melbourne. I watched Chelmsford or
Really?
whatever the hell that one was.
Really?
There's like 41 or 42 different Housewives franchises. We only get to see a handful.
Okay. Well, I'm not okay, then you're more dedicated than me because I'm not going into Australia territory.
Oh, I loved Melbourne. I also watched, was
People
it
loved
Sydney?
it.
There was another Australian one.
Y'all, as ladies of a certain age, we know that things are starting to happen, okay? Our skin loses some glow and elasticity. Your hair and nails have a little bit more breakage. Sometimes my joints feel more stiff. So let's talk about why this happens, okay? Your body's natural collagen production begins to decline in your mid-20s. So if you don't know, collagen is the crucial protein that provides structure and support to your hair, skin, nails, joints, and overall longevity. It's often referred to as the glue that holds our bodies together. So you can probably imagine that a decline in collagen production has some big impacts on your body. But here's the thing, you can actually turn back the clock on your body's collagen production and start feeling like you're in your 20s again. Come on now. Now that's where Bub's natural collagen peptides come in. Bubs helps restore collagen levels closer to what your body naturally had in its youth. That means your hair, skin, nails, and joints are all getting the proteins you need to stay healthy. Your body can continue to perform at its best. Bubs holds the potential to enhance skin elasticity and hydration while also contributing to stronger hair and nails. It can also significantly alleviate your joint pain, improve your mobility. So I started taking the Bubs collagen peptides, and I, may have a little more pep in my step. I've been using Bubs really, and it's made a difference in my hair and my nails. They definitely feel stronger. My left knee is not as achy as it was. And it's crazy that just one scoop of Bubs collagen peptides in your coffee each morning can have such an impact on how you look and feel every day. I put that scoop in my coffee and it just dissolves. No taste. You could put it in water. I just put it in my coffee. It has zero sugars, sweeteners, or fillers. It's third-party tested, NSF certified for sport and Whole30 approved, so you know it's clean and trustworthy. It's sustainably sourced from grass-fed, pasture-raised cattle. And Bubs Naturals also makes creatine monohydrate, hydrate or dye electrolytes, MCT oil creamers. But when you go with Bubs, you're going to get a product that you can trust 100%. All their products use clean, high-impact ingredients that are third-party tested, like I said, backed by science, and help you perform at your highest level. So live better longer. For a limited time only, our listeners are getting 20% off at Bubs Naturals by using code PINKSHADE at checkout. Just head to bubsnaturals.com and use code PINKSHADE and you're all set. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and say we sent you. But right now, Doug, I have to tell you that, I cover all sorts of stuff, right? I do the 90 day, I do all the stuff. But right now, I'm deep into pre-watching Love is Blind UK for the next season. And I don't know if you're a Love is Blind person, but Love is Blind UK is better than America because of the accents.
Oh,
And
yeah.
what
Well,
I find so fascinating, and maybe ChatGPT can help me with this. Maybe you could tell me. When they talk about the areas that they're from, this one's from Birmingham, this one's from Manchester, this one's from Wales, this one's from Scotland, this one's from Ireland. And even when they talk about the sections of London that they're from, like I
yeah.
grew up here, I grew up, you were across the river. I want to like ChatGPT a map and say, I want a UK map and I want these 12 points on it so that I can see, because sometimes they do have a problem. Like,
You don't do that already? Like when I'm watching anything, I will pause it and then I will Google the town
yeah.
and then I'll like say like, oh, they probably go to this Tesco or that's where they get their gas. I do that obsessively. So it takes me like 3 hours to watch a 45-minute show because I
Right.
am constantly pausing and Googling.
I think when it's in the United States and they'll say, it's Love is Blind Charleston, right? So then they talk about they live in different areas that I can put my mind
Right.
around.
You have your frame of reference.
But
Yeah.
when we're talking about something so big, and I've only been to London one time, so I have no grasp. And then when they say like last season, they had a couple of those, she was in Ireland and he was in England and they would try to go back and forth. And I was like, well, that I'm understanding is a plane ride. So I'm really into it. It is coming out next week, everybody. It will be, the first episode will be here, and then the rest of them will be on Pink Shade Prime. But I am deep into it because I'm about to take
Now,
my son
Love
back to
is
college.
Blind.
Yes.
Love is Blind. Then there's also the other one, which everybody's talking about, which is Love Island, right?
So Love Island is not for us. It is not for us. We are too old.
I tried, I think I was with Crystal Minkoff who was talking about it.
Yeah.
And she said, she's like, you will hate it. So you have
Hate
to
it.
try it. So I turned it on.
That's funny.
I don't think I made it 5 minutes. And I thought I just could not handle it.
It's
not for
my
me.
son is 21. His girlfriend is 20. They like it.
Yeah.
And
good for them. They should have their own show.
That's for them. That's for the youth.
Yeah.
My friends, Jake and Matt, who have the podcast Reality Gaze, they were like, we're gonna dive in. We know these are like straight people in bikinis and they're gonna be stupid or whatever, but we're gonna do it because you'll hate it, so it'll be fun.
Right.
I mean, and it's like 5 episodes a week, and they were immediately like, "What?"
Right. That's what everybody. Yeah. You could fall behind. Honest to God, I have JOMO when it comes to that show, and probably Love is Blind. Absolute JOMO. Not even remotely interested in it.
Okay. Well, Love is Blind is interesting because it is the people that go, like, they meet behind a wall and they only talk to each other. And now that we know more about behind the scenes, it's 10 days. And on the 10th day, that's when everybody who has decided, even on the first day or the 4th day, to get engaged, they do them all on the 10th day. They make you think.
It's like the dating game, right? So they get to ask questions without seeing each other.
But they talk to each other for 9 solid days. They do like 10, 12-hour shooting days. And they can like decide who they want to go on dates with. But then by like day 3, they're really narrowing it down. So you may spend the next 4 days talking 10 hours a day to this one person.
Oh my God. Do you think the crew will say to the one person like,
no, they're not allowed to say anything. You're not allowed to say anything.
Do you think that happens?
No, because sometimes when they do, that the reveal, you could tell this one guy is super superficial and this girl is a perfectly fine looking girl, but because of what he said, she's not going to meet the expectations, or vice versa has happened. That when they open the things and they see each other and they're like, hey. Oh, look at you.
Oh, I gotta go. Sorry.
Yeah. No, and then the guy drops to the knee and they do the engagement, and then they're stuck. And then sometimes, only once or twice has somebody left the other one like on the honeymoon, the vacation they go on.
And do they win money? Are they motivated by money to win or no?
We know from behind the scenes that so there's that first part, the pods part. Then if they couple up, they go on this vacation together and all the other couples are there. Then after that, they go and they live together for 3 weeks. And then after that, they get married. So we do know that if you make it all the way to the altar, whether you say yes or no, then you get more money. So
Right.
if you
So you're incentivized.
drop out before the altar, which lots of people do, they're like, I just can't. What's the point of going and standing up there? I'm going to say no. What's the point? Why do we embarrass ourselves this way? But most people do embarrass
And
themselves.
is there anybody who got married and is still married?
I think they have the American version. They have like 9 couples that have stayed together, been married and stayed together over the
Wow.
years. Yeah. It's pretty high rate compared to like
That's
other shows.
very high compared to the national average
Right, true.
of marriages.
So I would recommend Love is Blind UK. It does come out next week. Okay. Now,
Okay.
Ultimate Girls Trip, first episode.
20.
Ultimate Girls Trip. It's not season 20, season
Aren't
3.
we- I thought it was Ultimate Girls Trip, but it's like the 20th anniversary of the Housewives.
Yes. Now,
Yeah.
I will say we opened the whole kind of thing where we're starting in the OC, and we do a lot of Tres Amigas talk, which I thought, isn't that fitting that I'm having Doug on, who's the Cuatro Amiga?
Right. Well, I did one show with the Tres Amigas in Phoenix with Tamara, Vicky, and Shannon. And then they were like, we're going to book you for more dates. I said, great. And then a couple of months later, they're like, okay, so it's the Dos Amigas and here's the schedule. So then it became Dos Amigas y Doug.
Did you know when they said it's going to be Dos Amigas, did you said which Amiga left?
Well, I had been in touch with Shannon the whole time. So I knew that I knew what had gone down with Tamara after the Phoenix show. It happened like that night, apparently.
There was a scandal.
Yeah, there was something of a kerfuffle, I think.
A kerfuffle.
But listen, I love the Tres Amigas as the Tres Amigas, E-Doug or E-Not Doug. I would always be a champion for them to get back together, in life. But it doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
Not on this episode. Well, let's go through the episode, okay? I took some bullet points here. So I loved that we opened iconically with the Nene leaks right off the bat. Thank you, Bravo guys.
Floored.
Right away, there she was.
What did Nene have done?
Oh, well, I think this is my opinion. I have no idea, but I do like to study people's faces because I'm fascinated by it. I do. Well, first of all, her skin is just like incredible.
She looked, her skin was too flawless.
Yes. It's almost like she's a filter, but she's not. It's if I had to guess, I would say she had a second nose job, because when we do flashbacks to reunions where she had some work done, the nose looks a little different. I don't think she needed a first or second nose job, but a while back, a long time ago, she got her teeth done, and that was before. So I just think she was great. She wasn't too over the top. She came in, she was respectful to Portia, and Portia's like, of course you'll have to be on it. And she's like, of course, how could you have it without me? I loved that we opened with Nene coming to Portia's first thing.
Agreed.
Respect.
I think her eyebrows looked different. That's why I kept looking at her eyebrows, and then they showed a flashback, and I was like, oh yeah, her eyebrows, yeah, they looked so different to me. And she was wearing this, a blonde. I think she was in a blonde wig for that scene. But I was thrilled and really surprised to see her, because in my memory, she ended poorly with the franchise, with the producers, right? Like, I feel like she threatened to sue them, or there was some kind of bad blood between her and them. So I was like, that is a perfect way to start, because I was like, wow, if they're delivering a surprise in the first 10 seconds, we got a whole season of craziness to look forward to. That's what I kept thinking.
When the doorbell rang, I thought it was going to be Phaedra. I was like, oh, it's going to be Crack. Yeah. So the ladies all go to meet up in the OC to start this trip. We've got Kyle, Beverly Hills, Portia, Atlanta, Giselle, Potomac, Vicky, OC, Lisa Barlow, Salt Lake City, and Teresa from Jersey.
Who also looked beautiful, I thought.
Yeah, everybody.
Lighter hair, maybe.
I did think at one point, Giselle's like, of course, like, who else would they get? The icon of Potomac. I was like, well, she was probably not available, the person that they wanted. She probably was indisposed.
Mm.
So do you think as we go, because now we've kind of seen what they're doing, do you think as they go, they will
Did you
include
mention
anybody?
Luann, by the way?
Oh, did I mention Luann? Yes, I did.
Because Luann is okay. Forgive me.
Kyle, Luann, if I didn't,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Kyle, Luann, Portia, Giselle, Vicky, Lisa, and Teresa. Now, do you think as we go, they would include anybody from Dallas or even DC, RIP?
I wish they would.
Me too.
I would be surprised though. Well, that this whole thing is about surprises and it's about 20 years of housewives. So
Hmm.
they really should. I mean, quite frankly, the one person that I would love to see is Kimberly from season 1 of the OC because Kimberly has always been like a
Throwback.
standout housewife to me. She remember she moved to like Wisconsin or Michigan or something. She got skin cancer season 1. Um, like I thought for me, that really would have sealed the deal for me. But I do think it would be appropriate for them to pick up somebody in Dallas, or at least stop at Dallas and have chicken feet with, I forget her name, or some pink dog food with the other one, Cameron Westcott, or like something. It would be
Yeah.
nice to have a nod to that.
Yeah.
And maybe they have to crash a party in DC or like do something just so that there's a little
Oh,
nod to the other franchises.
Doug, that's funny. That's funny. To crash a party in DC.
If I were a production person,
Yeah.
that's what I would pitch. But listen, I'll take what we can get.
Okay. Well, we know they included for the big white party at Kyle's house that'll be coming up. We do know they included Rhode Island at that big party. So that was very new when they included them.
They also included Rhode Island though at Dorinda's house because we saw where Dorinda isn't that where Dorinda says to them like you can go fight on the driveway, but you can't fight in Bluestone Manor. Because
Okay.
I don't get any screeners. I've only seen like this season on, but somebody was talking about it. Maybe it was on somewhere on Radio Andy, how Dorinda was like, oh yeah, I think it was Kiki Monique was talking about it. Like you have to take it outside. And that was to the Rhode Island people. And
That was in
at Bluestone Manor.
That was at the end of the episode
Okay.
when they showed all the quick clips.
Coming
yeah.
this season.
I think she was talking about Kelsey and Rosie, and they were fighting. And let me tell you, by the way, that's what my mom used to say to us when we were little. If you want to fight, you can get broomsticks and go hit each other in the yard. I mean, so specific, right? Get broomsticks and beat each other in the yard. Now, of course, we were 3 girls. We're like, God, Mom. Jeez.
But it shut you up.
Yeah, we're like, we're not going to do that. Jeez. So I love all the cutouts of the ladies from their first seasons.
Yes. I love who was it who was like Teresa has changed the most? Is that what they were saying? I think it was Vicky. Vicky, who is in a different face and a different body, is like,
right.
I look the same.
Yes. Portia tried to teach him how to twerk, which was hilarious. I mean, you got it or you don't. And most of them don't. Yeah.
And they got on the boat. I mean, they got on the yacht. We should say they're on this big yacht in Newport.
All the clips about boats. We got the yacht and all that stuff.
I was born on. I grew up on boats.
The clips made me so happy. Didn't they make you so happy?
Same. That's one of the things that I love about this is it's finally appropriate to not just show like the family van clip, but we can get that family van clip and we can get the clip of Portia talking about where the engine is for the Underground Railroad. And we can also talk about Teresa's, like it's because it has every or all of those franchises in it that we get to see the throwback, the vintage clips of all of them in one place, which I love.
I love when they're talking about boats and they show all these different clips of all these different women talking about boats. Yeah. And so then we go to the 80s party at the Quiet Woman. Now, in the news, in our Bravo news kind of currently, there's been a big thing about Tamara said Shannon acted horrible at the Quiet Woman during this event. Now, we haven't maybe it'll happen next week. But I mean, I didn't see Shannon acting any worse than Tamara.
Right. And ultimately it got them, I guess, uninvited from the finale party or something that they do during this show. Now, just a little like from the news desk today on Andy Cohen Live, Andy addressed that and said, I think it was today, that they actually softened some of those scenes between Shannon and Tamra. So we didn't actually watch all of it in this first episode.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying, and again, I'm paraphrasing, but I was listening this morning. He and John were talking about how, this season of The Ultimate Girls Trip is really a celebration, and that I guess it got really dark or too angry between Shannon and Tamra in that Quiet Woman scene. So it sounded like they either went back and removed some stuff, or when they were cutting it together, they purposely sort of left it a little milder than what really happened. But it was bad enough that they were not part of the ending, whatever it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I know somebody that did production actually on this scene that we saw. So I might see what I can find out.
Have you ever been there?
To the Quiet Woman?
Yeah.
I have been outside, sit outside.
Okay.
I didn't go inside.
I've never been.
It's right on the street. Like there's
right. You can see it's like it's on the main road, as it were.
It's on the main road. Yeah.
It looks so much smaller than what I was picturing. I gotta look at their menu. I'm gonna go to the website and read their menu. Like, am I gonna get like steaks and chops there? Is that what it is? Am I gonna get a burger, or is it like a refined? I really don't know. But seeing it,
I don't think it's refined. I think it's like like a pub.
Yeah. Gastro pub. They probably have really good fries. I wonder if they have steak fries though, or shoestring fries. I hope it's a steak fry. I hope it's a steak fry kind of a place.
Okay. Well, we're not going to find out now.
No, but I'm going to look at the menu today.
Okay. So at the 80s party, the
Bunko party.
The Bunko party. I used to be in a Bunko group. Bunko was really fun.
You were not.
Yes, I was. Yeah, I was.
They explained the rules, and I did not understand. Like, you have to roll 3 different dice, and if you get ones, it's Bunko?
Yeah, if you get 3 ones, it's Bunko. I can't remember the rules exactly, but rolling the 1 is the thing.
Okay.
And you want to have like a certain score, like closest to 21. I don't know. Anyway. So Luann and Giselle, before they're going to the party, when they're getting ready, are talking about how Vicky was being a little aggressive about Teresa's finances. And, and they were like, God, and then Vicky also said, she loves Tamara, but she worries sometimes what Tamara will say. She's performative for the cameras, I guess is the point. Like, you don't know what she might bring up or say. It makes you feel a little unsafe because she might say things just for the camera. But I'm like, Tamara makes the show go. So they brought out this gross family van to pick up the women as a trick. I thought that was funny. I'm sure that was production planned, but it was like, this is what I'm loving. I'm loving all the throwbacks.
Yes, all these references. And I love that women got in, and I don't know who, but one of them was sitting on the floor, because we hear one of the housewives say, "Are you sitting on the floor?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I thought, that's great. Just jump in.
That's funny. So at the Quiet Woman, Tamara has arrived, and
on roller skates
with a thong, and Gina Keogh is there, who we know is currently has a health battle, so I was glad to see her. And Joe was there, but Gina and Joe really didn't pop off the page. I wanted them to do more, but I guess we're not there to see them. It was just nice to invite them.
But wasn't it amazing hearing Gina say, well, I was really the first. The show was really built around me. Yes. I thought that, I was like, oh, I love that she said that. And I was wondering what Vicky would say when Vicky heard her, when it
I was
aired.
waiting for that too, but they didn't get into it.
I don't think Vicky was there yet. I think it sounded like it was just a little private conversation, but Gina Keogh definitely says, like, I was the first one cast and the show is built around me, which I totally believe.
Yes, but a lot of people have said that, but Vicky is the OG of the OC, and she gets up and says that. And I wonder if Gina Keogh's over there going, not really. So,
and we got to see that clip of Tamara throwing the wine in Gina's face, which I have not seen that clip in a long time.
Yes. So Heather Dubrow arrives with the cake with the bow on it. When she walked up with that cake, I was like, iconic. And she's like, can you believe she ate that bow off my cake? And
Sarah,
I was like,
whatever happened to Sarah?
Oh, well, she's shamed forever. So the Ultimate Girls Trip lady arrived. The ladies that are on the cast all arrive. And then this is when Jeannie Keough says, Vicky was the longest running housewife, but I was the first.
Right.
And I love how Kyle is talking to Joe. And then later she says to production, she goes, who's that? She was there. And they show her talking to her. And she's like, I don't know right now.
I don't know who that is. Yeah.
Shannon arrives in her costume that she has ready to go at any time. She has this same costume, always ready to go. She loves a rocker costume. She's ready. And
they ask her if that's her Mrs. Roper wig.
And they show that. I was like, that's clearly not the same wig. But I love that clip. Wig. I love seeing that clip too.
Yep.
Vicky tells us that she and Shannon are close, that they are still close. And she was upset with Tamara. Vicky was upset with Tamara when she broke up the Tres Amigas. And there's still a lot of tension between Tamara and Shannon, even though, they're filming together, there's still a lot of tension. So Vicky gets up and does this very strange speech. She welcomes everyone to the Quiet Woman. In 2015, Slade Smiley told her she looked like Miss Piggy. And at the Bunko party, she and Gretchen got in this huge fight. And everybody's like, what? And now this would be the time to use the snoring. Yeah. And they're all like, he's the pig. Who cares? Keep your face, whatever. And the funniest thing, Lisa Barlow is like, I don't think you need to fix your face at all. And they're like, she already fixed it. She's like, oh, okay. Looks great. Your face looks great. So tonight she wants to redo Bunko. She wants to go forward, not backwards. And then for some reason, she puts up like memorial pictures of Gretchen and Slade with candles. And they're like, Portia goes, is it satanic? I mean, they live around the corner. It was like a shrine.
It was like a weird shrine. Yeah.
Portia was like, you could have just called them. They live around the corner. So Lou gets the photos, breaks them, and goes, the party started. Let's go. I mean, so Giselle's like, this has gone dark, but I don't know what's going on. But okay. So they all sit to like eat and play Bunko. And Tamara congratulates Vicky on getting her orange back. And then we got to see the clip of that, which made me happy. And she says, thank you for recreating this party. No one's going to make fun of your looks. And then everybody's like, well, that wig is terrible. That wig, we will say that her wig is horrible. And Tamara raises her glass to get attention and says, here's to 20 years. Thank you, Vicky. Let's give a woo-hoo. They play Bunko. Now, Tamara says, I've hired some hot 80s guys to come and keep score. Giselle's like, I mean, I didn't think they were hot, but you bring out the men, and Luann is ready because they are men with penises. So she doesn't care. So the guys come out. I was like, I kept looking at them. I was like, is one of them going to be like Terry Dubrow? Like, I didn't understand.
I thought it was going to be guys. Yeah, I thought it was going to be the husbands at first. In fact, I kept looking like, is that one of the husbands?
Is that Eddie? Yeah.
No.
Everybody is screeching. So much screeching. And Lisa Barlow is trying to get one of the guys to take a picture. And she's like, got her ring light. She's like, no, you have to do this. No, you have to do this. No, you do this. And then you lean and then you twist. I was like, I need to like take notes.
Lisa Barlow took ownership. She's like, we don't care about the game. We care about the selfie.
Yeah.
And so she directed this guy and then made everybody move and told him how to hold it and how to hold the light. But their pictures were cute, I gotta say.
Listen, I need to take a lesson. So Giselle, because she wants to stir the pot, says to Tamara and Shannon at the table, do you guys hate each other? Like, what's going on? And Tamara goes, no. I mean, but last season with Shannon, I tried. And Shannon goes, no. And Tamara goes, well, that's your story. And Shannon goes, it's not my story. It's the truth.
Right.
And Shannon says she filmed with Tamara and just let the prior year go. They had a good time. They filmed with each other and moved forward. Now, are we talking about the current season we're watching, 20, or are we talking about 19?
No, I think we're talking about 19.
Okay. All right. And then all of a sudden, randomly, Tamara goes, girl, I'm good. I'm the one with the husband and the kids going to college and the one who has everything. I'm not the one struggling. I was like, I do believe all three of Shannon's kids have graduated college successfully.
Yeah, so I took note of that also.
What does that mean? I've got a kid going to college. Well, you got one that doesn't speak to you. So Shannon doesn't have that.
I thought the same thing. I thought, well, Shannon's daughters are, by all counts, thriving in the world.
Yes, very successful. So I'm the one who has everything. I'm not the one struggling. And Shannon goes, what? She goes, I filmed with you after you treated me horribly. And you called me one night. You called me a C word 18 times at a dinner table. So I don't want to have this conversation. She walks off. She tells Tamara that she's delusional and she does. And I guess this is probably where it got bad that they cut it out. Because she's walking kind of back and forth and telling Tamara she's delusional. And then Tamara does the whole, like, I'm not the one who drinks too much.
Yes.
And Shannon
That's
says,
sort of where it ended for us, right? Is when she did that.
well, she did that. And then Shannon goes, you're the one that says you're never drinking again. And then you, 5 hours later, couldn't put two words together at a table and quit the show. And Giselle goes, well, this was not productive.
Yeah.
So, well, Giselle, you started it. So, Shannon's walking around and saying, Tamara is calling me a drunk again. So then Tamara's like, I was a good friend and I took all her calls when she was drunk. And then Lisa Barlow says, I don't like this. The way that Tamara is acting feels icky. Shannon was in the worst part of her life, like getting a divorce and then the John Jansen stuff. And Tamara's like using it against her and it feels icky to me. And I agree with that. I think that they do a lot of this like, well, off season, you told me this and I don't know. I just think sometimes, I don't know. How could you ever be friends with anybody in this world? They wouldn't be your real friends ever.
Right.
For fear they would bring something up later that you told them. Of course, Vicky's like, can we just have cake? Can we just have cake? Can we have cake? Y'all, at this stage in my life, I'm realizing how much my sleep or lack of sleep actually affects everything. Energy, mood, focus, any kind of health thing, it all comes back to sleep, especially mood. Like you really don't want to be around me if I haven't gotten 8 hours of sleep. And at some point you stop chasing trends and start investing in comfort that lasts. Like, is it worth it to be hot and miserable while you sleep? Or is it worth it to invest in a good night's sleep and get yourself some amazing 8 hours? Boll and Branch bedding is designed for exactly that kind of rest. From their signature organic cotton sheets to plush pillows, breathable blankets, and temperature regulating comforters, everything is made to create a bed that truly supports your good sleep. It's incredibly soft and breathable, y'all. I love these sheets. They're built to get better over time. This is the kind of sleep you should not have to compromise on anymore. Now, a lot of customers will start with their sheets, but once they feel them, they upgrade the whole bed. They get those waffle blankets and everything. We've now gotten two sets of Boll and Branch sheets for our bed. So when we change the sheets, we aren't mad. Like, this is the week we have to use the terrible old sheets. No, we've got Boll and Branch. So every time we switch, that's what we have. And they do get softer over time. Now it's Boll and Branch all the time at our house. And we just got the waffle blankets for our bedroom. And now we have their towels. We're just fully a Boll and Branch house at this point. You should upgrade your sleep with Boll and Branch. Get 15% off your first order plus free shipping at bollandbranch.com/pinkshade with code pinkshade. That's Boll and Branch, BOLLAND branch.com/pinkshade, code pinkshade to unlock 15% off. Exclusions apply. So Giselle says to Tamara, Vicky told us earlier today that she can't trust you. She said it to me and Luann. So there was a cut there after Shannon was kind of going back and forth to, can we just have cake?
Giselle saying what Vicky had said about her.
Yeah, but we cut away from the Tamara Shannon fight.
Yes.
So there's unseen footage there.
So that must be where it got darker or too much for them.
Too much for them. So Giselle says,
and they are loud. They really. I mean,
screech.
I felt like, oh yeah, I guess these OC women are louder than the other franchises in a way. Although Atlanta gets pretty loud. I mean, they all get loud now that I take a Xanax, calm down. She's loud. They're all loud.
Yeah. That's true. And definitely Jersey can get fucking loud.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay, so Giselle has told Tamara this situation. Vicky told us earlier today she can't trust you. She said it to me, Luann. So Tamara is like, what? So Tamara takes Vicky over to a table and says, Giselle says you were talking shit about me, which is not exactly what she said, but that's Tamara's interpretation. Yeah. And Vicky goes, no, I just said that, no, sometimes like you just do things and I get kind of worried. And she goes, well, she said that you talk shit and that I make up things. And Vicky says, no, I never said that you made up lies, which she didn't say that. She didn't say that.
No.
She says, I just
See,
get
and it's
scared.
like, does Tamara know that? Is it because Tamara does this also for a living? Like she knows what's going to be
Yeah.
more interesting or more salacious or
Yeah.
drive more drama?
Yeah. Yes. Tamara does know what her job is.
Yeah.
And Vicky goes, I just get scared of being around you because of all the conflict. I'm at a point in my life, I just don't want this conflict. And so when I'm around you, there seems to always be something. So it makes me scared. And then Tamara's like, what are you talking about? And Vicky goes, it's because of the Tres Amigas. And she goes, well, who cares? And Vicky says, it affected us. It affected all of us. So that's why I get scared of conflict with you. I worry about how you treat other women, and I worry that I am next, which I think is sort of like the through line of all these shows, right? A lot of times you think you don't always see women that are really good friends. Season 3, they may be like, well, we got to stir some shit up. So they may turn on their friend, which I hate because I feel like sometimes,
agreed.
If you're really, really friends, you don't have to do that. Like I feel like Kyle and Teddy or Tamara and Teddy are real friends that probably know a lot about each other that they don't say.
That they don't say. And also that they can work through, but actually work through it as opposed to just like, okay, we'll start fresh. Like that never works. Or if you're feeling a certain way, come to me. Like every single housewife has said that every single season. It just doesn't work. Doesn't work.
So Tamara goes, what do you mean? Is it because I called Shannon out on her drinking? And Vicky says, yeah, it's not your place. Let her deal with it. And I loved that. I was like, okay, Vicky, because Vicky could have said like, yeah, we all know Shannon has a drinking problem, but she said, yeah, it's not your place. Let her deal with it. She didn't agree or disagree. She just said, it's not your place. It's her thing to deal with, not yours. Don't worry about it. Which was interesting.
Let it be about Shannon. Let Shannon be about Shannon.
Yeah. So then Vicky says, look, Giselle is just a pot stirrer. Okay. What was the point of her doing that? Like, that's not her business either. So they hug it out. And so now, of course, they're like eyeballs on Giselle trying to stir shit up when this is supposed to be like harmonious. Yeah. And then Heather talks to the OGs and says, thank you for paving the way for all of us. Let's have cake. Somebody can eat the bow. They do cheers. I really wanted that cake to come with part of the bow missing. I thought that would have been funnier.
I thought she had taken it off. Was the bow there?
It looked intact to me.
Well, then maybe this was their chance to redo everything the way they were redoing Bunko. Heather was able to serve the cake the way she had originally intended, maybe.
That's so funny. Well, I'm excited that as we're going forward, that now we sort of know what it's about. And I wonder if, so like on this last episode, Giselle and Luann were roommates because they knew each other from the Love Hotel. I wonder if each time they're going to make people switch up who their roommate is.
I hope so. And it's not, I kept thinking, because I watch on Bravo TV through my DirecTV. So like there are still commercials and stuff. And although I used to badoo past commercials, now I tend to scroll or Google during commercials. Yes. So I really enjoy the commercial breaks. But I put so much thought into the logistics behind it. Like, how many suitcases and all of these looks and like, oh, well, like Vicky didn't need a suitcase for this first leg because it was going to be an OC. But then when she travels, she will need that's all I kept thinking about is, and again, having traveled with Vicky and Shannon specifically, knowing how much they bring just for an overnight. Yeah. Like 3 Bellman's carts when we went like on an overnight. I kept thinking like, how many support vehicles are there, like towing all the luggage and the glam people and the stuff,
I do wonder though that you're saying that because Portia, they showed her with 3 suitcases and there's no way she could take those 3 suitcases for 14 days. So you do wonder now that I'm thinking about it. And I'll ask my friend that works in production if he knows, if they shipped things like, okay, ship this to LA, ship these 12 looks to LA.
For them.
Yeah. I wonder.
And then they could also shed stuff, like as they leave a city, they can ship some stuff back home or whatever,
Yes.
waiting for them. Because they had events during the day, they had events at night, and now I also understand with women, a lot of it also comes down to shoes and which purse you're going to carry with which shoes. And if you're not even sure, then you need to bring your backup thing. Like that's something that I just, I went to Asia for 3 weeks in a carry-on. And I know that that's not going to be a reality for any of these women.
How did you wash your clothes? I'm always concerned about you need underwear, you need fresh t-shirts.
One of my favorite things to do, Mary Payne, when I'm traveling is to find a local laundromat, like a fluff and fold.
Okay.
Not at the hotel because it costs a fortune.
It does.
And I like having an errand to do, like a local errand when I'm traveling somewhere. So I would find a local laundromat. You drop it off in the morning. And like I would say 7 times out of 10, maybe even 8 out of 10, you pay a few dollars, they'll deliver it to your hotel by end of day. A couple of times I've had to go and pick it up, but most times they'll just drop it off at your hotel. And so it's not good if you're staying 1 day in each city. You need to have at least 2 days in one city, but that's what I like to do. I'll just drop everything off and have it laundered and sent back to the hotel.
Yeah, we learned the hard way when we did that trip a couple of years ago where we were in Paris for 5 days and then London for 5 days. There's 4 of us. And so we said, okay, before we leave Paris with the hotel here, we'll just get our laundry done. And then we'll have clean to when we go on to London. Because we got to London, it was going to be Christmas. So we're like, we're not going to be able to do it then. That was like the price of 2 meals to have 4 people. It was like $5 for an underwear.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like €4 just for one pair of underwear. And we don't want to be like that weird woman who made that video about washing her underwear in the coffee maker. Did you see that in the hotel coffee maker?
That makes no sense. It's because she wanted hot water? It makes no sense.
Well, that's what she was saying. She was like, the hot water cleans it and it flushes it through. I mean, the weird thing is she then said she was making it up. But I don't know if she really was making it up or if she was just trying to get out of, because they ended up suing her. They sued her, the hotel chain. Because they had to change all the coffee makers. And of course, some sleuth was like, I know that hotel. That's the such and such hotel. So then everybody knew what hotel it was. So then they had to make a statement saying they were replacing all their coffee makers, blah, blah, blah. Nobody should do that anyway. But
you could wash them in the bathroom with hot water with some shampoo, rinse them out.
We always used to do that, right? And then hang them.
And then I'm sorry to whatever cleaning person comes in and asks. We went on a Disney cruise several years ago, and I got into my room and realized I had literally packed the underwear on my body and like one other underwear. And we were there for like 4 nights. I was like, I'm going to make this work. God. So I just every day wash my underwear in the sink with shampoo and then hung it up. And I was like, I'm so sorry to our room steward,
housekeeping. But they had,
undies.
I did a Disney cruise so long ago that in the Hercules show, because they do a different show every night, Jennifer Hudson was one of the chorus singers in the Hercules show on the Disney cruise. So I saw pre-American Idol.
How did you even know that? How did you know that?
Because I guess when she was on American Idol or when she became famous, she talked about when she was on the Disney cruise, and the friend that I was on the cruise with has photos, and he showed me, he was like, this is Jennifer Hudson. And I mean, it's definitely Jennifer Hudson. But they had washing machines on each floor, I think, each deck, as they would say.
They did, but what am I going to do? Take one pair of underwear every day? So I was like, I'll just wash it in the sink. Anyway, I'm going on another Disney cruise in January. I'm like the highest level. And I mean, I don't have young children. We just do concierge level, everything adult. We never have to be around any children.
Where are you going?
The shows are spectacular. The food is good. We go to like their 5-star restaurant there, the Remy. Amazing. Where are we going this time? They always go to Nassau and never get off because who cares?
Right. And then they stop at the Disney island.
Now they have 2 islands.
Oh.
So the first one is Castaway. Do you say K or Key?
It's Key. I think it's Key.
You spelled K. So it's Castaway Key. Now that used to be Pablo Escobar's island.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, they show you like here's the runway where the drug planes would come in. Yes, it was
Mm.
Pablo Escobar's island that you saw on Narcos, like for real. And then they just bought a second island, and then that one's called like Lighthouse Key or Lookout Key. And it just opened. So our boat's going to go there as well. But I don't know where they got that island from. I hope it's not an island that we don't want to go to, but it's
Well, I remember hearing that they built up Castaway Key specifically so that they could skirt paying the fines for like the sewage cleaning or whatever it is, their services that Disney does
yeah.
at their little island,
Oh,
so that they
interesting.
don't have to do it in the port of call. They're able to either process the sewage or the water plant or their
Interesting.
laundry. There's something there. That's why they all stop there and, go spend the day at the beach and the barbecue. But it's because the ship itself is using that stop to take care of some of the services.
Yeah, and they only ever have your boat is there. They never have
Right.
two Disney boats there, so it's nobody there but the people from your boat, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then now they've got this second island, so they rotate. And I don't know where that second island came from. I don't know
Well,
anything
because now
about it.
they have more ships too. When I went, I feel like there were only two ships,
Yeah.
the Wonder and the Magic, I think, when
Uh-huh.
I
I've
went. But again,
I've
that was 100 years ago.
I've been on the Wonder, the Magic, and the Dream, and this one is like the Destiny. It's a new boat.
Fantastic. You'll have to let me know.
And the kids it's just me and the kids, and we have a group of friends, and all of our adult kids are going. And this is the first time we're going where the kids are adults and can drink,
Oh, nice,
legally.
nice.
And so, our favorite thing, we love to go to bingo. We love the good, clean fun of the Disney cruise.
It was beautiful. Do they still have that restaurant where like it changes colors or becomes
Yeah,
the
you do your
animator's palette,
yeah,
right?
you do your animation at the table, and then you hand it to your waiter, and then they run it through a thing, and then you get to see
Oh,
your own
that
thing.
didn't exist. That's way AP. I didn't have such
Your
advancements when
your
I did it.
thing that you do at your table, you animate, you draw something, and then they
I
take
love
them
it.
up, and then at the end, when they do their little show on the animator stuff on the walls, everybody, your own stuff is there,
I
and then
love that.
the characters come out of the wall and like talk to you, it's wild. It's really cool.
Well, I
And if you
remember
have,
we had the same waiter though every night. So we would go to a different restaurant, but we would have our same waiter.
your waiter
We always
follows
just
you.
felt bad that like they had to put on like an equally ridiculous costume from the one that they had to wear last
Yes.
night. Like
Yes.
we felt so bad for our guy.
Yeah, the wait staff follows you, and that's really good.
Yeah.
And then they do have now on several of the boats, you could look this up because you're a foodie. Remy, and then they have another one on this new boat. I can't think of the name of it, but Remy is obviously a French restaurant. And
Yeah.
when I tell you, we had 2 times I've been, the most incredible, like they have just like the little menus, and this is what you're getting.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of choices. It's very
Fixed.
shishi,
Yeah.
fixed menu, fancy with the wine pairings or not or whatever. And I would tell you, it's like one of the best meals you'll ever have in your life. And they
Wow,
tell you
that's good to know.
the chef Le Chauffon of the Chauffon in France created the menu, and you're like, okay. So you do that again. No kids. So we
Yeah.
just listen. I haven't been on anything but a Disney cruise in many years, and then we just go with our friends.
I've been on 2 cruises. One was the Disney cruise, and one was the Viking cruise with my friend Brian. I went on the river
Okay,
cruise.
a river
Yeah.
cruise. Did you do like Paris and Normandy?
No, we went from Basel up to Amsterdam. So we went along the Rhine River through Germany and a little bit of France, but mostly Germany. And I loved it. And I'm very afraid of the water. And what I love about the river cruise is if you look to your left, you see land. And if you look to your right, you see land. And
Okay.
when they do that whole like muster station thing, the captain was like, so if there's an emergency, you will swim there or you will swim there. And that was basically it. I was like, okay, this I can handle.
I get it.
I'm good with it. Yeah.
I get it. My husband only likes a cruise ship if it has a casino. And
Oh, and does the Disney?
No, they do not.
They don't. Viking definitely does not either.
No, so he doesn't. He did a Disney cruise a
not
couple
for him.
times, and he's like, no
Yeah.
more. And he
Not
feels
for him.
very trapped on a boat.
I get it.
Yeah.
I totally can relate.
I can't. I love it. I love
Yeah,
I love
that's
being
great.
trapped.
Well, I'm glad you're going.
I love to be trapped on a boat. Listen, we are done. And again, as per usual, we talked about a bunch of crap
Oh
that
shit!
nobody
I'm
wants to
sorry.
know about, but that's okay. Doug, that's the joy of Doug Budin, is that you are actually very, very versed in almost every topic. You're great at a dinner party or a cocktail party, I bet.
Okay.
Don't
Now
you
I feel
think?
bad. No, of course. Listen, I love to talk about all different kinds of things. I mean,
I
here I
know.
am now. Now I'm like, oh God, I have to Google if it's key or K, but I'm sure it's key. You know
I think it is
why?
key.
You know what I was thinking is a gentle breeze from Hushabye Mountain softly blows o'er Lullaby Bay. It's in the boats that are waiting to sail your troubles away.
This is a beautiful song. Is there
Down at your boat waits down by the quay, and it's key because it brings your troubles to sea. Key rhymes with sea. It's key.
but it's spelled K.
Yeah, it's spelled K.
Yeah, I think it is.
Quay. It's key.
But Castaway K is CAY.
Oh, but it's still key.
It's still K.
What is K? CAY.
I think it's Castaway K, and it's
Is
spelled,
that
it's like it's spelled, but it's pronounced key, I believe. He's gonna look it up, guys.
I'm Googling it.
Let's confirm. Let's confirm.
Castaway? Okay. Pronounce.
How is K pronounced?
Okay. Castaway, CAY, is pronounced Castaway Key, rhyming with B, not Castaway K. Yes, it's spelled CAY. The word comes from the Spanish term cayo, meaning small island. It follows traditional Caribbean nautical pronunciation of key. Correct sound, key. Incorrect sound, K.
Thank you.
So it's key.
Let me tell you one more fun fact.
Yeah.
This is for you to use at your next cocktail party. Where we have our beach house is Bald Head Island, North Carolina. So it's off the coast of like Wilmington, and it's an island. And you go there on the ferry. When you get there, it's golf carts and bikes, no cars. And we love it, and it's my happy place. But there's streets there, and they're all named after various pirates and things that happened on the island.
Argueway, that kind of thing.
They have like Steed Bonnet, this, or the names of these pirates and things that came to the island. And the street that we're on and the streets that run around the island in the circle are spelled WYND, wind, but they're pronounced wind.
Wind.
So lots of people with their house names are time to unwind. Unwinding, right? Because it looks like unwinding, but it's WYND. So when I say to somebody on the phone, like if I do the address, I'll say blank, 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 West Bald Head Wind. And they'll go, "Can you spell that?" And I'll go, "Oh, I should just say wind." Yeah. It's just too hard. But that's a fun fact. And I had to look it up at one point as well, because I was like, some people say wind, but most people say wind.
It's wind.
Yeah. Fun fact for you, Doug.
Last one for me. What, since we're talking about islands, what animal are the Canary Islands named for?
Well, one would assume it would be birds, but that's not the answer. Okay, I'm going to say turtles.
Nope.
What is it?
Well, if you think Latin, because of course we're going to go back to Latin. So canare, we get from canus, canine, Can. Canary Islands are named for dogs.
Wow.
Now, I'm going to just add, no joke. I learned that as a child from these little Dixie cups that my mom purchased that had little trivia. Yeah. And I know that that's what it said. Boy, do I hope it's true, because it's been, 54 years of me. Canary Islands named for dogs. But I remember it. And then my mom teaching me, the Canary Islands get their name from dogs. Canaria, meaning island of dogs. They found large, fierce dogs there. The Latin root, it comes from the Latin canis, which is the Latin word for dog.
This is fun facts with Doug and Mary Payne.
Or just facts. They may not be fun. Let's just call it facts.
At the beach, when the kids and everybody, when we go every year, we always play Trivial Pursuit. And this year we had Green Eyes versus Blue Eyes, which is my husband and my daughter versus myself and my son.
You and I could be in a team together.
We could be in a team. And guess what? My son and I lost twice, but at the very last question. But I was holding that team on my back. I mean, everyone, John's like, Mom, you're so smart. I was like, you are here for the sports questions. You are not helping. You are not helping.
Yeah, I mean, I would fail if it was sports or pop, like current music or whatever. But
well, you get lucky because it's sports and leisure, and sometimes you get a leisure question.
Yes, you get leisure. The sports ones were always terrible. I was always embarrassed.
I'm always like Babe Ruth. LeBron James. I don't know.
The other, when in doubt, I remember it was like, when in doubt, just say King Juan Carlos of Spain. Like somebody worked out that King Juan Carlos of Spain was an answer more than anything else in that original Trivial Pursuit. And so your odds, if you had to guess, you just guess King Juan Carlos of Spain.
That's hilarious. Okay, well, I'm going to remember that helpful hint. Doug, tell everybody where they can find you on the social media and about your fun cooking show and all the things.
Well, I am on Instagram at Doug Budin, DOUGBUDIN. And you can join me most Thursdays on Instagram Live at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, where I cook and kibitz, where I just go on Instagram Live and I usually have friends with me in the kitchen and we cook and we hang out and talk to each other and talk to people who are watching.
Coming up this Thursday.
Yeah. This Thursday, I think it's just me. Maybe my friend Lisa Browse is going to join, but I'm making this amazing tarte tatin, which is an apple tart, which is so easy to make. It just requires like 4 apples, ready-made pastry, some sugar and some water and some butter, and that's it.
Oh, wow. Well, I love a ready-made pastry.
Yeah, me too. I bought some and you keep it in your freezer and you just, when you bring it to room temp and roll it out. My best friend Sal and I made a tomato tart a couple of weeks ago. Last week. It was a disaster and it was disgusting, but we had leftover pastry. So the next night we were like, let's use up the other piece of pastry. And I read about this super easy apple tart. Yeah. So we made it. It was so amazing. I went out and bought another 2 pieces of pastry. So I'm going to use one this week for an apple tart and we'll see. Hopefully I can repeat it because it was super easy and really delicious.
Easy is always good for me.
Yeah.
For me. I'm not, the world's best chef. Everybody make sure you're following Doug. Doug is funny. Doug, you do have some SpawnCon and I love it because sponsored content. SpawnCon.
Oh, I do. I have SpawnCon. I never heard that before.
Yeah,
I have SpawnCon. Yeah.
And I love it because then I got encouraged and and I'm about to buy a second Perfectly Snug actually for the beach, for Richard Beach. Okay. All right. Thank you, Doug. Love you. Mean it. Bye.
Bye.